Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s can climb stairs, travel the world, and play with their grandchildren, while others struggle just to stand up from a chair? Surprisingly, the difference isn't always genetics. In many cases, it comes down to one simple movement that takes less than 2 minutes a day, but most people never make it part of their routine. Now, before you assume I'm talking about an intense gym workout, let me stop you right there. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need to run marathons. And you certainly don't need to spend an hour exercising every day. In fact, just 20 bodyweight squats may provide benefits that reach far beyond your legs. But here's what surprises many people. Those 20 squats aren't just building stronger muscles. They may help support your heart, improve blood sugar control, strengthen your bones, sharpen your balance, and even help you stay independent as you get older. That's why doctors and exercise specialists continue to recommend simple strength training as one of the most valuable habits for healthy aging. And stay with me until the end of this video, because I'll share a simple movement test you can do at home that can reveal a lot about your current strength, balance, and mobility. It's quick, requires no equipment, and may help you understand where you are today and what you can improve over time. Before we begin, one important reminder. Every person's body is different. If you have severe arthritis, recent surgery, significant back pain, or another medical condition, talk with your healthcare provider or physical therapist before starting any new exercise routine. The goal isn't to push through pain. It's to move safely and consistently. Let's start with the benefit you'll notice first. Stronger legs. Your thighs, hips, and glutes contain some of the largest muscles in your body. Every time you lower yourself into a squat and stand back up, these muscles have to work together. That effort sends a powerful signal telling your body, these muscles are still needed. Don't let them disappear. This matters because beginning around our 30s, we naturally start losing muscle mass. After 60, that process often speeds up. Over time, weaker muscles can make everyday tasks feel surprisingly difficult. Standing from the couch, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even getting out of bed may slowly become more challenging without us realizing why. Think of your muscles like money in a retirement account. Every squat you perform is a small deposit. One workout won't transform your body overnight, but thousands of small deposits over months and years create something incredibly valuable. Strength you can depend on when life demands it. I once heard about a 71-year-old grandfather who avoided playing on the floor with his grandchildren because he worried he wouldn't be able to stand back up. After gradually adding simple chair-assisted squats several days each week, he noticed something remarkable. A few months later, getting off the floor no longer felt frightening. It simply became part of everyday life again. That's the true goal of strength training after 60. It's not about lifting the heaviest weights or building impressive muscles. It's about protecting your independence. Every strong step you take today makes tomorrow's everyday activities a little easier, and that confidence can be just as important as physical strength itself. Now here's something most people never expect. Your brain may actually thank you every time you perform those 20 squats. That might sound strange, but movement doesn't just strengthen your body. It starts a remarkable conversation between your muscles and your brain. When your muscles contract during exercise, they release natural chemical messengers that travel throughout your body. At the same time, your brain responds by producing substances that support learning, memory, and healthy brain function. Researchers believe regular physical activity plays an important role in helping the brain stay resilient as we age. And what happens next may be even more surprising, because the very same 20 squats can also begin improving your heart in ways many people never imagine. Have you ever noticed that after climbing a few stairs, your breathing becomes a little faster? That's your heart responding to your muscles' increased demand for oxygen. The same thing happens during a set of bodyweight squats. Even though you're not running or cycling, your heart has to work a little harder, and that's actually a good thing for most healthy adults. Every time you rise from a squat, the powerful muscles in your thighs and hips need oxygen-rich blood. Your heart answers by pumping more efficiently. Think of it as giving your cardiovascular system a short practice session. Over time, regular movement helps your heart become better at delivering blood throughout your body, making everyday activities feel less tiring. But here's something many people have never heard before. Your leg muscles are sometimes called your body's second heart. That's because every time those muscles contract, they gently squeeze the veins in your legs, helping move blood back toward your heart against gravity. If you spend long hours sitting, this natural pumping system becomes much less active. Imagine a river that's flowing smoothly. Now imagine placing rocks in its path until the water slows down. Sitting for hours has a similar effect on circulation. A few minutes of movement, especially exercises that use large muscles like squats, help get that flow moving again. Many people even notice they feel more alert afterward because better circulation helps deliver oxygen throughout the body. A retired accountant named James shared that every afternoon he felt unusually sluggish. He assumed it was simply part of getting older. Instead of reaching for another cup of coffee, he began standing up every hour and performing a small set of comfortable squats while holding onto his kitchen counter. Within a few weeks, he noticed he felt more energetic during the day. While everyone's experience is different, small movement breaks can make a meaningful difference. Now, it's important to remember that bodyweight squats aren't a replacement for walking, cycling, swimming, or other forms of cardiovascular exercise. But when combined with an active lifestyle, they provide another valuable way to challenge your heart and circulation safely. And the next benefit becomes especially important if you've ever worried about blood sugar. Have you ever felt sleepy after eating a large meal? Or maybe you've experienced that afternoon energy crash that seems to come out of nowhere. In many cases, changes in blood sugar may play a role. Surprisingly, your leg muscles can become one of your body's greatest partners in helping manage those ups and downs. Your muscles are the largest storage site for glucose, which is the sugar your body uses for energy. When those muscles contract during exercise, they begin pulling glucose out of the bloodstream to fuel movement. In simple terms, active muscles act like hardworking employees cleaning up extra sugar that would otherwise continue circulating in your blood. Some research suggests that performing light activity after eating may help reduce the rise in blood sugar that often follows a meal. That doesn't mean everyone should immediately start exercising after every meal, especially if you have diabetes or other medical conditions. But it does remind us that regular movement can be an important part of overall blood sugar management alongside healthy eating and medical care. Think of your muscles as a giant rechargeable battery. Every time you exercise, that battery uses stored energy and becomes ready to absorb more fuel. The more often you move, the more efficiently your body can use the energy you consume throughout the day. And here's something encouraging. You don't have to perform perfect squats or spend an hour exercising to begin seeing benefits. Small, consistent efforts often matter far more than occasional intense workouts. That's one reason health experts continue emphasizing movement as something that should become part of daily life, not just something reserved for the gym. But while stronger muscles and healthier blood sugar are impressive, they may not be the most valuable benefit of all. The next change happens quietly inside your skeleton. You can't see it. You probably can't feel it. Yet it could play a major role in determining whether a simple stumble becomes a life-changing injury as you grow older. Many people think bones are like concrete, hard, lifeless, and permanent. The truth is very different. Your bones are living tissue that is constantly being broken down and rebuilt. Throughout your life, your body is deciding whether your skeleton needs to become stronger or whether it can slowly let some of that strength fade away. Every time you perform a squat, the muscles attached to your hips, thighs, and lower back gently pull on your bones. That mechanical stress sends signals encouraging your body to maintain bone strength. It's one reason weight-bearing exercises are often recommended as part of a healthy aging lifestyle. While bodyweight squats alone won't prevent osteoporosis, they can contribute to the overall stimulus that helps keep bones active and resilient. Margaret, a 74-year-old grandmother, once admitted that she had stopped gardening because kneeling down and standing back up felt too difficult. With guidance from her physical therapist, she gradually rebuilt her leg strength using modified chair squats. Months later, she wasn't just exercising. She was back in her garden, enjoying the hobby she loved. Sometimes stronger bones and muscles don't simply protect your body, they help you reclaim pieces of your life. If there's one health event that changes a senior's life almost overnight, it's often not a heart attack or a stroke. It's a serious fall, A single loss of balance can lead to broken bones, long hospital stays, reduced confidence, and for some people, the loss of their independence. The encouraging news is that balance isn't something you're simply born with. Like strength, it can be improved with consistent practice. Many people believe balance comes only from the ears or the brain, but in reality, it's a teamwork system. Your eyes, inner ears, joints, nerves, muscles, and brain constantly communicate with one another to keep you upright. Every squat strengthens that communication by teaching your body to move with greater control and stability. Think about walking on an uneven sidewalk. You accidentally step on a small rock, and your body instantly reacts before you even realize what happened. Your muscles tighten, your hips adjust, and your feet quickly find stable ground. Those automatic reactions become stronger when the muscles that support them become stronger too. Squats also strengthen many of the smaller muscles around your hips, knees, ankles, and core. These muscles may not get much attention, but they quietly work every second you're standing or walking. They're like the hidden support beams inside a house. You rarely notice them until they become weak. Robert, a retired mail carrier, noticed he had started holding onto walls whenever he walked through his home at night. He hadn't fallen yet, but he no longer trusted his balance. After several weeks of practicing simple chair squats, along with balance exercises recommended by his physical therapist, he felt steadier and more confident moving around his house. That renewed confidence allowed him to stay active instead of avoiding movement. And confidence matters more than many people realize. After one fall, some older adults become so afraid of falling again that they begin moving less. Unfortunately, less movement leads to weaker muscles, poorer balance, and an even greater risk of future falls. Health professionals sometimes call this a fear of falling cycle. Gentle daily movement can help interrupt that downward spiral. But here's something important to remember. If you're new to squats or already have balance concerns, don't try to prove anything. Hold onto a sturdy countertop, use the back of a solid chair, or ask someone to stay nearby. Safe progress is always better than risky progress. One well-controlled squat is worth far more than 20 unsafe ones. Now let's address one of the biggest myths surrounding squats. You've probably heard someone say, "Squats are bad for your knees." That belief has discouraged countless people from doing one of the most beneficial strengthening exercises available. But the reality is much more nuanced and much more encouraging. Healthy movement is often exactly what many knees need. The smooth cartilage inside your knee doesn't have its own direct blood supply. Instead, it receives nutrients through movement as the joint bends and straightens. That's one reason physical therapists often encourage appropriate, pain-free exercise rather than complete rest for many common knee problems. Of course, if you experience significant pain, swelling, or have an existing knee condition, it's important to work with your healthcare provider or physical therapist to find the safest approach for you. Imagine leaving a favorite car parked in the garage for years without ever driving it. Eventually, parts begin to stiffen, fluids settle, and the vehicle doesn't perform as smoothly. Your joints respond in a similar way. Gentle, regular movement helps keep them functioning better than complete inactivity. As many therapists like to say, motion is lotion, provided that movement is appropriate for your body and done with good form. Another reason squats can support knee health is that they strengthen the muscles surrounding the joint. Strong quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves work together to absorb some of the forces that would otherwise place greater stress on the knees. In other words, stronger muscles become natural shock absorbers, helping your knees handle everyday activities more comfortably. However, technique matters just as much as effort. One common mistake is trying to squat lower than your body comfortably allows. Another is letting your knees collapse inward or rushing through each repetition. Slow, controlled movement within a comfortable range is usually far more effective and much safer than forcing perfect-looking squats that cause discomfort. If a full squat feels difficult, don't give up. Start with chair squats. Sit down slowly, then stand back up using as little support as possible. As your strength improves, you can gradually increase the depth of your squat. Progress isn't measured by how low you go. It's measured by how much stronger and more confident you become over time. By now, we've talked about stronger muscles, a healthier heart, better blood sugar, stronger bones, improved balance, and healthier knees. But the next benefit may surprise you more than any of them. It has nothing to do with how much weight you can lift. Instead, it affects how freely you move through everyday life, and why some people in their 70s move with the ease of someone 20 years younger. When most people hear the word mobility, they think about stretching. But mobility is much more than touching your toes. It's your ability to move comfortably and confidently through everyday life. It's bending down to tie your shoes, reaching into a low cabinet, stepping into a bathtub, or getting up from the floor without asking for help. Unfortunately, many adults spend 6, 8, or even 10 hours sitting every day. Over time, the hips become tighter, the ankles lose flexibility, and the muscles that support healthy movement gradually weaken. Little by little, simple movements begin to feel harder, not because we're getting older alone, but because our bodies adapt to doing less. That's one reason bodyweight squats are so valuable. They ask your ankles, knees, hips, and core to work together through a natural movement pattern your body was designed to perform. You don't need perfect flexibility. You simply need to move within a comfortable range and improve a little at a time. Think about a grandmother sitting on the floor helping her granddaughter build a puzzle. Years ago, standing back up was effortless. Today, it might require grabbing a chair or asking someone for help. Small losses like these often happen gradually, making them easy to overlook. The good news is that regular strength and mobility exercises can help many people maintain these everyday abilities for longer. The goal isn't to become an athlete. It's to keep saying yes to the moments that matter. Yes to traveling. Yes to gardening. Yes to walking through the park. Yes to playing with your grandchildren. Independence isn't measured by how much weight you lift. It's measured by how confidently you can live your daily life. Here's one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern exercise science. Your muscles don't simply help you move, they also communicate with the rest of your body. When muscles contract during exercise, they release natural signaling proteins called myokines. Researchers continue studying these molecules because they appear to play a role in how the body responds to regular physical activity. Scientists believe these signals may help support healthy inflammation levels, improve communication between different organs, and contribute to overall metabolic health. While no single exercise can prevent disease, consistent physical activity is associated with healthier aging and a lower risk of many chronic conditions. That's another reason even small daily habits can have meaningful long-term value. But before we finish, I promised you one simple test that many doctors, physical therapists, and researchers use to evaluate functional fitness. It takes less than a minute, requires no equipment, and it may reveal more about your current mobility than you expect. The test is called the Sitting Rising Test, or SRT. Here's how it works. Starting from a standing position, slowly lower yourself to sit on the floor. Then stand back up again using as little support from your hands, knees, or other objects as possible. Sounds simple, but for many adults, it's surprisingly challenging. Researchers have found that this test reflects several important aspects of physical function, including strength, balance, flexibility, and coordination. While some studies have reported an association between SRT scores and long-term health outcomes, it's important to remember that this test does not predict an individual's lifespan. Instead, think of it as a practical snapshot of your current functional fitness. If today is difficult, don't feel discouraged. Every healthy lifestyle begins with a starting point. The purpose isn't to compare yourself with someone else. It's to compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Imagine repeating this test again in 3 months after practicing safe, consistent strength exercises. Even a small improvement represents meaningful progress. Healthy aging isn't built in one extraordinary workout. It's built through ordinary decisions repeated over and over again. One healthy meal, one short walk, one set of squats. These small actions may seem insignificant today, but together they create the foundation for tomorrow's independence. The strongest people I meet aren't always the fastest or the most athletic. They're the ones who remain curious, keep moving, and refuse to believe that growing older means giving up the life they love. Every time you choose to move, you're sending your body a simple but powerful message. I'm still using you. Keep me strong. So if you're ready to begin, don't focus on perfection. Focus on consistency. Maybe today you can only do 5 comfortable chair squats. That's perfectly fine. Tomorrow might be 6. Next month it might be 15. Progress isn't about impressing others. It's about quietly becoming stronger than you were yesterday. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. How many comfortable squats can you safely do today? I'd love to hear where you're starting because every journey begins with a first step. And if you'd like more evidence-based videos on healthy aging, strength, mobility, heart health, and living independently after 60, consider subscribing so you don't miss future episodes. And one final reminder before you go. This video is for educational purposes only and isn't a substitute for personalized medical advice. If you have severe joint pain, balance problems, recent surgery, osteoporosis, heart disease, or any other medical condition, speak with your healthcare provider or physical therapist before beginning a new exercise program. The safest exercise is always the one that's appropriate for your body. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me today. Take care of your body, be patient with your progress, and remember, it's never too late to become a little stronger than you were yesterday. I'll see you in the next video.